Okay, so today we are going to start the 11th. Oh, I have to open the 11th chapter. So the 11th chapter of the Gita called Vishvarupa darshana. Let me do this. Let me open the 11th chapter. Let me share the 11th chapter. Yeah, this is the 11th chapter. So we had finished the 10th chapter last time, and we had taken up the 11th chapter, the master key. So what I want to do now is to kind of revisit that, and then we'll get back to the 11th chapter. Of course, this one has no. This is more of description. This is an outpouring of Arjuna, and then Krishna telling things. So this will go fast, but this is the climax of. This is where the Gita. See, this is a journey of also a jnani, right? From being confused to being all of those confused, all the questions being answered, and then the meditation and all of those things. 10th chapter giving more details of what forms to meditate on, ending with vision. That's the journey of a jnani. The jnani starts with a confusion, and then there's a lot of learning, and after learning there's meditation. So that is shravana, didhyasa, and then after that is the aparoksha jnana, the vision. And so that this Gita until here has mapped that. And this chapter is the vision, and vision is not a vision. This is a vision which is kind of an extraordinary, not everybody gets to see it, that kind of a vision that Arjuna is going to see in this chapter. So what we will do is I will revisit the master key just once more, and then we'll pick up from the first sloka of the 11th chapter. So like I said, the master key of the 11th chapter last time is that reality is in several layers simultaneously, right? This is happening simultaneously. And what we are aware through our senses is this physical reality that is manifest before our eyes, before our senses. Our mind can see through our indriyas. But behind that, there is the systematic reality and systemic reality. That is that it is not happening, not as isolated events, but they are connected as a system, right? And I've given the example of system in the body itself, the system of pitta, vata, and shleshma, right? That is a system. Nobody can show you where pitta is. Nobody can show you where vata is, but they can show you, or we can see the manifestation, physical manifestation of what happens when there's when the pitta increases. We get that boils, the pimples, and all of those things. Our acidity, inflammation, all of those things are manifestation, disturbance in the pitta system, right? And then the same way with vata system. Once the vata system is increased, ati vata, there'll be people shake hands, and AIDS again another vata kind of udreka, and same kind of things. So we can only see that as a system. The system in the universe also works like that. So things or events are not isolated. Everything in the universe is connected in a system. And number one important thing to understand is Vedanta, or the Vedic literature, does not talk about physical reality that we can gain the knowledge ourselves. What the Vedas are about is the systemic reality, the daivic reality, no, that behind the reality that is simultaneously happening. That is what it is more concerned about, because there is no way for us through any of our senses to know that. Right? Because if Veda tells the same thing that our can grasp, there is no need for Veda, because I can as well go and learn it through my Vedas are there because that is something not. Like if you look at the pramanas, pratyaksha, anumana, agama pramana. Pratyaksha and anumana is something we can use for physical reality, right? Pratyaksha directly see, anumana is that we see only in bits, and we can deduce, right? Induction, deduction, we can use all of those methods of logic to deduce, but these are all physical manifestations, these are all physical reality. Why did the agama come as the third pramana? The agama came as the third pramana because that is one in which pratyaksha is not working, anumana cannot work, and therefore you need a third independent independent proof or independent source of knowledge to bring that side of reality. So if pratyaksha and anumana is here, agama is main. Agama primarily mainly talks about this domain, right? Especially Upanishads talk about the Paramarthika domain in a lot of detail, which we can never by ourselves gain, right? So, and I said all these four levels of reality are simultaneously available, are simultaneously occurring, right? And we went through the examples of how the event conception and then events in motion and how it manifests. We talked about in the last class, and that's how it is. So whether it's a graha, or the dashas in Jyotisha telling you how are going to manifest, and your birth chart itself will show the events in conception. The events in conception are already shown in the birth chart. And then the dasha system is how you time these events, when it's going to manifest in your life. So those things are all events in motion and then events that manifest. Right? When you have a certain dasha, bhukti, or certain graha, like when Shani enters a house, it does something. Here is that event in motion now goes to become manifestation. So this is the basic understanding of reality that is required. That reality is multiple, all simultaneously working, right? And so what Arjuna is getting in this chapter is Krishna shows him this vision, behind the scene reality that is occurring, that vision where the event conception is happening, where the events in motion are happening, all of that thing is going to show in the vision. Okay, any questions so far before we hit the first verse of the chapter?
So at this point in time, Arjuna is no more confused. He is clear about the concepts.
In the first shloka itself, when we'll see that he'll say, I'm not confused. My confusion is gone, right? And the reason why I'm asking is, of course, Krishna in the end of the 10th chapter talks about my only one amsha of my form is holding this creation he's seeing. And now I am everywhere. So now what it is kind of, made it interesting and curious for Arjuna to see what that form is. And that curiosity, and that's why he's saying, I'm not asking because I'm not convinced. I'm asking because I'm curious to know. You have told me so many things. Now, it always happens, right? When somebody says, I've gone to a great place, that piques your curiosity. Even though you believe them, you understand how great it is, but you will not have that satisfaction until you see that place yourself, right? So hearing brings you brings the curiosity that ends in seeing or experiencing, right? So this is exactly what it is. It is, I've heard, I'm convinced, I know all of this that you have said, but now what you have done is, now I want to see myself. What you have told me, especially in the 10th chapter, I want to experience that myself. I've just heard it, but I'm curious to experience it. That's how this chapter starts.
Great.
So let us go to the okay. So the 11th chapter, this is Vishvarupa darshana yoga, and Arjuna Uvacha. So Arjuna is saying, Madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sangitam yat tvaya uktam vachaha tena mohaha ayam vigataha mama. He made it clear now. Mohaha, mama mohaha vigataha. My moha is gone. My confusion is gone. See, moha has different meanings. Moha is also confusion. Moha is that fatal attraction. That means moha, your moha about something means you're completely attracted, and you're kind of stuck to something. You cannot give it up. Like, for example, Dhritarashtra had moha for Duryodhana, for his son, that he cannot give up, he cannot let go. That is moha. The main meaning of moha is that. But moha is also where anyata jnana, viparita jnana, that means that which you are confused, that you don't know correctly. That is also moha. Confusion is also moha. So here he is saying what? Moha, ayam moha, mama, ayam moha, vigataha. The moha, that confusion that I had in my mind, what should I do? What is the right thing to do? What should I not do? That is vigata. That is gone now. How it is gone? He says, Yat tvaya uktam. Whatever has been said by you, that has put all my confusions to rest. That means what I'm going to ask in the future is extra points. Everything is done. But now it's curiosity. More and more, go deeper and deeper, go in detail and detail. That is all that's going to happen from 11th chapter. From 11th chapter onwards, it's Arjuna's curiosity. He wants to know more on the topic. He is already convinced. All his confusion is to rest. Right? It's not in the 18th chapter. It is 10th chapter. At the end of the 10th chapter, then all of his confusion is gone. Right? So, mohaha ayam vigataha mama. And then why has Krishna answered all of him? He said, Mad anugrahaya. Mad anugrahaya means, what is anugraha? See, this anugraha is so common in all of the Indian languages. In Kannada, it's in Hindi. What is anugraha?
Is it blessing? In Kannada, at least that is the meaning. Right?
See, that is, no, it is not blessing. See, you have to go to the etymology of that. So blessing is an English version of that, right? Blessing is, it's a Western context in which that word has risen. In blessing, the word blessing is. But anugraha is not blessing. Even though it is. What is that, Ravi?
Is it grace?
Again, see, all of these things are, see, grace is more of krupa.
Oh, krupa. Yeah.
Krupa is grace.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right? Anugraha is not grace. Krupa is something that comes from one side. It is not because you have done something that I'm doing you a favor. Right? That is not grace. Grace means something that you yourself, regardless of what the other person has done. In Samskrita, that is krupa. Krupa means that is the grace. Anugraha means, you look at the word. Graha means what? To grasp. That English word grasp itself comes from grah. Samskrita root grah, grasp. Grab, grasp, all of those things comes from grah. Now, Anu means in Sanskrita, the prefix anu is that which follows. Anu, so anusarati. What is it? It means when somebody has slipped, you hold the hand. That is anugraha. That picture. What is anugraha? Is that blessing? Is it help? It is giving a helping hand. All of those things are in this word. Anugraha is not blessing in that sense. Anugraha is holding one's hand, holding someone when they're slipped and taking them in the right path so that they don't slip. That means that is holding somebody so that slip. That is anugraha. Right? And so the vision here, the imagery that you need to have is like a baby that has not learned to walk, and the parent is holding both of the baby's hands and then walking. Right? That is anugraha. That is anugraha. Now look at the richness of the meaning it brings. That means by myself, I'm incapable. I slip down. But when you hold my hands, I have your anugraha and you're showing me the path. Because anugraha means you're walking me the path as well, holding my hands. That is anugrahana is that. That is anugraha. That the richness of the meaning you cannot know until you go to the etymology of the term to understand the image that it is going to tell. Right? So mat anugrahaya paramam gu. The greatest secret, because the form is and how things are the greatest things in this world are great because of what, as a reflection of his greatness. All of those things are secret that we cannot know all of those things. You have told me because of anugraha, because you want to guide me in the path. Right? Guhyam adhyatma sangitam. This is called as adhyatma. Right? This is the adhyatma jnana. That means for one's self-improvement as well as the knowledge of Paramatma. It is knowledge of Atma, for Jivatma and about Paramatma that you have told. Sannitam means it is labeled as, named as adhyatma. You have told me, what you have told me so far, vachastena, the words that you have told me, ayam moha mama, ayam moha vigata. With that, all of my confusions have been set to rest. I have no confusion at all. There's no confusion. Okay. And you can also see what the Gita Vivriti here says, right? Purvokte Vishtabhyahamidam kritsnam iti vyapta rupo upasanam sankshepena uktam. That means in the last chapter, last verse, he says what? In the means pervading everything in the universe, with just one amsha, I hold this whole of creation, is what he said in the end. But that's sankshepa. That means sankshepena uktam means, it's just said one. But that has picked the curiosity of Arjuna. So sankshepena ukta rupasya buddhavana buddha avanaharohena ashakya dhyanatvad oh my goodness. Buddhavanarohena ashakyam dhyanam. Buddhavanarohena ashakyam dhyanam. Dhyanatvat dhyana saukaryaya. No, dhyana saukaryaya. Saukaryaya means, to make ease. Dhyana saukarya means to make that meditation and reflection ease that. Prak sankshepena ukta Vishvarupa sthiti atra vistarena uchyate iti. That means what has been just broached as just one verse in the last chapter is now going to be told in greater detail, not told, but is going to be experienced by Arjuna in for himself. This is the vision. The ultimate crowning moment of age is the vision. Right? That vision is going to happen to Arjuna now. And then Arjuna is continuing. He says, Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya tvattaha kamalapatraksha mahatmyamapi cha avyayam. So he's saying, Bhavapyayau means Bhava api apyayau. Apyaya means, Bhava means the coming, the creation, coming of. Apyaya means it is going away. That means it's like creation and destruction. Right? Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam bhavapyayau means the creation, the destruction, and everything of all of Shrutau Vistarashomaya has been already been heard by me so far that you have told me. Tvattaha Kamalapatraksha Mahatmyamapi cha avyayam. Tvattaha Mahatmyamapi. And your greatness also. See, Bhavapyayo is what? It's creation and destruction. Tvattaha, your greatness is avyayam. There is no destruction to it. It is always great. There's no coming and going. There's no increase. That all of those things has been heard by me so far. Another meaning of Bhavapyayo is not just because it not only has Krishna detailed the creation and destruction of all the creation, but his Bhava Apyaya is another great meaning of is Bhava Apyaya means what the basic motivation of all living things. What is it? Bhavam is pleasure seeking. Apyayam means pain avoidance. Right? Bhavapyayam means pleasure seeking and pain avoidance. All of those you have been Vistarashaha. You have told everything in great detail to me. And also your own greatness you have told so far. Okay. And then evam etat yathatha tvam atmanam parameshvara drashtumichhami te rupamaishwaram purushottama. Now he says, evam etat yathatha, as is you have told me. That means what you have told me is the truth. There is nothing other than that. What you have told me is the truth. Right? Tvam atmanam parameshvara. It's the truth about the world and truth about himself, the truth about God and the relationship, everything. That is the truth. And you have told me that. After that, after all that you have told me, you picked my curiosity. And so my desire now, after hearing all that, is what? Drashtumichhami. I desire to see Rupam Aishwaram. See, Krishna's Rupa is what? Manusham. What? The Krishna's form is human-like form. It's not human form. Human-like form. But I want to see that after telling me all the Vibhuti Yoga and all of those things, what you have picked, the curiosity in me is to know the behind the scene reality, behind the scene forms, right? That I want to see. That is Rupam. Aishwara Rupam means the form through which you stand as the controller of everything in the universe. I want to see that form. That is my desire to see that form, because you picked that desire after telling me all of this. There is that desire in me to see for myself, to experience for myself that form of yourself, oh Purushottama. What is Purushottama? See, yeah. Go on. Any takers? I thought, Anand, you were going to say something.
Yeah, superior human being, basically.
Yeah, so it's not superior human. Him, of course, is not Purushottama in that sense, because Purushottama is the name of Paramatma. So in the name of Paramatma, so in Gita itself, there's a chapter called Purushottama Yoga, in which the details of this comes out. So what is the name of what is the etymology of the name Purushottama, and the whole philosophy behind the name Purushottama? See, what is a Purusha? Purusha means Puri Sheteti Purushaha. That means it is Puri. That means in a body, Shete, that which lives in a body, is a Purusha. Right? So Puri Sheteti Purushaha. So that means it's embodied. So in English, when we say embodied, that is Purusha means embodied. So there are two kinds of embodied in philosophy, and which is what Krishna explains in the Purushottama Yoga. There are two kinds of Purushas. Purusha. That means in creation, there are two kinds of Purushas. One Purusha is one group of Purusha, is what those who are embodied and whose body is going to destroy in the end. That is, Krishna says, that is from Brahma downwards, all the way from the creator Brahma, that is Chaturmukha Brahma, all the devatas, manushas, asuras, everything to blade of grass, virus, everything together, those are Akshara Purushas. These are called as Kshara Purushas. So Purusha is not just man or human. Purusha is embodied. Etymologically, Purusha means embodied. It's not male. It is embodied. Right? From the first Purusha, Virat Purusha, that is Brahma, the Chaturmukha Brahma, to virus. All of them are embodied with a what? Destructible body, destructible form. Those are called Kshara Purushas. Now, what is the Akshara Purusha? That means whose form is indestructible. Who is that?
That is only Paramatma, is it?
No. That is Lakshmi, Prakriti. See, Prakriti is the body for all the Ksharas, right? But herself, she is Akshara Purusha. Again, Prakriti is Strilinga, but she is a Purusha because she is embodied also in that sense, right? But it's not Triguna, because she herself is Triguna. So it's not Triguna body, but it's a form that is indestructible, never destroyed. It is like Maya, right? So she is Maya, and that Maya is, the whole of creation is because of that Maya. But does she have any Maya? No. But because she herself is Maya. So what is going to bind her when she is the one that binds everything? When she binds, it is samsara. When that bondage goes away, but does bondage itself bind itself? No, there is nothing that binding the bondage. So that she is the Akshara Purusha, right? So he says, Kshara and Akshara Purushas are the two kinds of realities that exist. I am the greatest among these two Purushas, therefore I am Purusha Uttama. Ksharapa Purushad Uttamaha, Akshara Purushadapi Uttamaha. Therefore I am Ataha Lokecha Vedecha Purushottama. Krishna says that in Loka and in Veda, I am called Purushottama because I am greater than the destructible embodied as well as the indestructible Prakriti. I am greater than both of these two, and therefore I am Purushottama. Okay, this is captured in the Purusha Sukta. Last time I was showing you the Purusha Sukta, where the Purusha Sukta says, Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishvado Vritva Atyatishtat Dashanguram, Purusha Evedam Sarvam Yatbhutam Yachal Bhavyam, Uta Amrutatvasya Ishanaha, Yadanmenati Rohati. Amrutatvasya Ishanaha. There is no Mruta. There are two kinds of Aksharas actually speaking. That means those who are moksha. We have not, we have only taken samsara, but even muktas have a form which is indestructible, right? Though they are also Akshara Purushas in that sense. So that is that I am greater than that. that this Purusha is greater than that, right? What is it? What is Purusha evedam sarvam yat bhutam yatcha bhavyam utamrutattvasya ishanaha amrutattvasya ishanaha. I am greater than I am the controller of that which is indestructible. Amrutattvasya ishan yadannenati rohati. Anna, that means that which is depending on food to subsist, to sustain, that is destructible. Annena ati rohati. Of course, I am greater than that which is destructible. That is captured by the Purushottama here. Purusha Sukta is Purushottama Sukta. That verse, that line is talking about the word, the meaning of the word Purushottama. Utamratatvasya yeshanaha yadannenati rohati. This is from Rigveda. So Rigveda itself is talking, people are saying Rigveda talks something else. You have to scratch the surface, right? And then you will see this, right? And Dashtumichami Rupam Aishwaram Purushottama. O Purushottama, I desire to see that form of yours that is behind the scene, right? That is the reality behind reality. That is out there simultaneously. Now I have got this desire to see that, because after hearing all of that you have said, which is all, that's the truth. But now it's piqued my curiosity to understand that, to see that, to experience that myself, because without that there's no satisfaction. I want to experience that, right? So then he says, see, not to be, compare Arjuna now to Arjuna in the first chapter. What he is saying is, Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayam atmanam avyayam. Darshaya atmanam avyayam, he says. First, ratham sthapaya senayor ubayor madhye ratham sthapaya me achyuta. He says, like just as if Krishna is a charioteer. Oh Achyuta, go place this chariot between the armies, for I want to see who has come to fight me, Arjuna the Great. Right? Now saying, if in your opinion, in your estimation, if you think I have the yogyata, the capacity to see that, manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtum iti prabho, oh Prabhu, he says, oh Prabhu is saying, oh Prabhu, if you think I can see that, I have the yogyata to see that, then you can show me, he says. Right? Contrast first chapter, 11th chapter. Where in the first chapter he says, go put my chariot in between these two armies, because I want to see who has come to fight me. Here he is saying, I have the desire to see your Aishwarya Rupa. That means the Vishvarupa. I want to see that. If you think, if at all in your estimation, if you think I have some kind of a yogyata to see that, please show me that.
Is this a surrender?
It's complete surrender. Complete surrender. Right?
Yeah.
And look at the words. Prabho means this is marketing and sales. It's a sales technique. Because he said, if you think, in sales they say this, right? If you are free, let us schedule a meeting. That means you're given an option for them to say, I may not be free. Right? If you are free means, I am free, I am not free. That option is there. Right? Instead of they'll say, let's schedule. They'll not give that if you are free. Why don't we schedule tomorrow? Right? That's a sales thing. Right? Here, what has happened? Arjuna said, if you think there is a capability that I have some yogyata, please show me that form. Which means, say, oh no, it is incapable. You don't have that yogyata to see that. I will not show. He says, Prabho, look at how Vedavyasa has put all these things together. Prabhu means what? Prakristena bhavayati iti Prabhu. That means, even if I don't have the capability, you have the strength to make me see it. So Krishna cannot say no. At least in that sense, if he says you don't have the yogyata, Prabhu is saying, if I don't have the yogyata, you can make me yogya to see it. Right? So it's an amazing sales technique that Arjuna uses. This is all coming spontaneously from him, because he wants to see, that desire to see so much. He's saying, Prabho, prakristena bhavayati iti Prabho. Right? Yogeshwara. Yogeshwara means all Aishwarya of all, everything, all methods, all strengths, everything that is in the universe. He is the Lord of those things. Tato me tvam darshaya atmanam avyayam. Show me yourself in that form, avyaya form, and that form in which you always reside in the universe. I want to see that, he says. Right? Shri Bhagavan Vacha says, Arjuna is saying, I want to see that form. Right? What is Krishna saying? Pashyame partha rupani shatashotha sahasrashaha nana vidhani divyani nana varanakritini cha. Krishna says, it's not one form, it's many forms. Pashyame partha rupani. One is many, many is one. One and many has no difference. You ask for one, there is many of one, one of many. Many and one are the same. Right? So Pashyame partha, my rupani. Look at all my forms, everything, all of my forms. What is shatashaha? Hundreds. Sahasrashaha, thousands of those forms. Right? Basically, it means infinite, innumerable. Shatashaha, anantashaha, it is not number. It is like thousands and hundreds. And you know why we have Ashtottara Shatanama, Sahasranama? That is the reason. 100 forms, 108 forms, 1,000 forms. All of those things are the forms in which the Paramatma is there everywhere. That to give us that, the idea, one, it is many, which is one, and one, which is many. So you have this Shatashaha, Anantashaha, or Sahasrashaha. Basically, everything is Ananta. There's no Anta to that, forms. So 108 forms, there's see, if you look at Dasha, Shata, Sahasra, and all of those things, those in the Vedanta always means infinite. Even though it's 10, 100,000, it is tens, hundreds, thousands, which means basically infinite. Right? So Sahasra, Nana Vidhani, different kind is not one kind, different kind. Nana Vidhani, Divyani, it's all divine, all lighted. Divyani, Nana Varana, different, not one color, different colors. It's not even physical color. It is because he's not seeing with physical eyes. It is other kind of color. It's only known through the divine eyes. Nana Varanani Akriti Nicha. Not one form, not human form, not animal form, different forms, unthinkable forms. You'll see all of those, that which you are unthinkable, everything is there. All of those forms are there. Right? And then he says, in the 6th verse, Pasya Adityan. See all the 12 Adityas. Of course, he's himself Vamana and also Trivikrama. So that is the Trivikrama form he is showing. Pasya Adityan, from Indra all the way to all the other, Adityas, Aditiputras, Vasuns, from Agni to all the Ashtavasus, Rudran, the 11 Rudras, from Shiva to all the other 10 Rudras. So total 11 Rudras. Ashwinau, the 2 Ashwini Kumaras. Marut Tata, the 50 Maruts plus Mukhya Prana, so 50 Maruts. See all of them. Bahuni, all of these various kinds. Adrushta Purvani, nobody has ever seen it before. I've never seen it before, nor anybody has experienced these things before. Right? Adrushta Purvani, Pashya, Ascharyani Bharata. Ascharyani, that means it's not ordinary. It is going to be very, very, very surprisingly, beyond imagination kind of forms. Pashya, see all of those things. Was there a question?
No, Sudhir. Extraordinary. I mean, it's like unbelievable.
Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Ascharyani Pashya. These forms are not ordinary. These are extraordinary, kind of unimaginable kind of forms. Everything. Adrishta Purvani, never seen before. All of those. You see that, oh Arjuna, I'm going to show you. That means in his estimation, Arjuna has that yogyata to see this form. Then he says in the Iha ekastham Pashya adya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanyad drashtum ichchasi. Iha ekastham. That means mama dehe. See, of course, there is no difference between mama and dehe. So Krishna has no body and atma difference. His form is his essence. His essence is his form. It is since it's in English, if we say I body, it is a mistake, right? In English, if I say I body, it's a mistake. If you say my body, it is truth, right? So, but in case of Krishna, my body is a mistake. I body is the truth.
Oh.
Because language, it's a mistake in language to say I body, he's using my body.
Wow.
It's my form, basically not body, it's a form, my form, right? So mama dehe, in my forms, that iha ekastam, in one place, ekadesham, ekastam means ekadesham, in one place. What are you going to see? Jagat kritsnam, whole of creation, everything that is in the creation, you will all see together in me, all in me, in my form. Pashya adya sacharam. So when he says Jagat Kritsam, it's what? Sacharacharam. Chara is among the jivas, it means all the way to Brahma. Achara jiva means plants that are stuck, right? That which doesn't move. But in another sense, it is jivas are charas. Achara means jadas, that which can move by themselves, that which they cannot move by themselves. Those are achara, acharam. So all of them comprehended. It is an adjective to the creation. This Jagat Kritsnam Sacharacharam, that has chara as movable and immovable things in it. See all of those all in me. Iha ekatstam Jagat Kritsnam Pashya Adya Sacharacharam Mama Dehe Gudakesha. What is Gudakesha? Gudaka Isha. Gudaka means sleep.
Sleep. Okay.
Sleep is not just sleep, it is sloth.
Okay.
Sloth. He basically tamasic qualities, right? Laziness, the sloth and excessive sleep, all of those tamasic qualities. Isha means he was won over it. That means he does not have any kind of tamasic qualities. And therefore, that is the reason, right? The epithets that Krishna uses for Arjuna in certain shlokas show why he has the yogyata or the capacity to hear what Krishna is saying because of that. Means you have won over tamas qualities, therefore you are Gudakesha, and therefore you have the yogyata to hear all of this. Right? Anyat drashtum ichchasi. Whatever you want to see or desire to see, everything you will see in my forms. Everything you will see in my forms. Verse 8. Natumam shakyase anenaiva swachakshusha, he says. But first things first, all of those cannot be seen with your physical eyes, because what your eyes show you is what in the master key, physical reality. It is physical. Therefore, it says, Natu mam shakyase drashtum anena eva swachakshusha, with your physical eyes, with your own physical eyes, you cannot see that form. That form that is behind reality, that form you cannot see through your physical eyes. Divyam dadamite chakshuhu, I give you divine eyes. Pashyame yogamaishwaram, see through that divine eyes, then you can see my Aishwarya form. This is the Vishvarupa form that you can see only with your divine eyes. What is this divine eyes? What is physical eyes? You need a little understanding of what this divine eyes is, right? So now physical eyes, of course, is the eyes that physical, we can only see physical reality, right? And that is the, when you say pratyaksha, anumana, agama, the three ways knowing, three valid ways of learning. Pratyaksha is the direct experience, right? Direct experience are through physical senses. When he says swachakshusha, also, of course, in this it was actually seeing, but Arjuna also smells, hears, and when he sees Vishvarupa darshana, because he says gandha anulepanam, all the form, the paste, the smell is coming to me. When I see your form, I'm getting the divine smell. So he's not only seeing, he's smelling. I think all the 5 organs are engaged, even though Krishna doesn't talk about those things. You have to assume that here the divine eyes means divine senses that he has given. Now, what are those divine senses, and do we have it? That is a question. Do you think we have it?
I mean, specialized, we don't.
Everybody has it.
Yeah, you have mentioned the previous classes. There are those are the ones which are in our brain, the connection point in the brain.
No, not the connection point in the brain, but the divine eyes is what we call sakshi. Sakshi. That means, see, what physical senses can sense in this world can either be true or untrue. Right? Satya and asatya are both they're our senses, what we sense. And of course, what we sense is the minuscule of what is out there. The range of senses, even through the physics and the sciences, we know that what we hear is a certain range, what we see is a certain range, the color range, the sound range, the taste, all of those things. These are all just one slice of reality, which is out there. There's a whole reality there. And what we, through our senses, see is a slice of that reality, one slice of that reality. And so the truth and the untrue, because these can be cheated, our senses can be cheated. That's why we know right, and we can also comprehend wrong and think it is right. Right? Satya and asatya are both. Now asatya is more. All of those things are more now. Right? Why? Because of physical. Why? Because the physical eyes or the physical senses grasp both real and unreal. Okay. Sakshi is that which all of us have, that only grasps reality. There is no unreal or cheating to that. Sakshi, and we have Sakshi even now. Everybody has Sakshi. Okay. So that Sakshi is called as the Divya Chakshus. Of course, it's Divya. It's not just all the 5 organs, one. It's Atma's. You can say it is Atma's sense organ. Your own Jivatma's sense organ is Sakshi, which is itself, its own form. It's light of the Jiva which is that which comprehends knowledge as it is. That is called as Sakshi. Now, Sakshi, do you know, like if you look at the, very important to understand this. If you look at scientific, started from where? What was the first foundation stone of Western scientific revolution?
I think it is deduction. They started deriving something logically.
No, from where? Who was the father of that?
Darwin, is it?
Descartes. Descartes, right? He said, and what was he very concerned about? Definitely. Right? Cogito ergo sum. I think I am, right? I think, therefore I am. That is what Descartes said, which is what? That means everything can be cheated. Everything can be right or wrong. But there is one thing that is always right. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. There is no cheating that I exist. Have you ever had a doubt that you don't exist? Nobody ever has that doubt. That is comprehended by Sakshi. That which Sakshi comprehends, there is no doubt there. It is always true.
So Sakshi's existence exists.
Sakshi is the sense organ of the Jivatma. Of course, Jiva has no parts, but Jiva's capability of comprehending reality is called Sakshi. Right? So that means every knowledge to have the definiteness has to be comprehended by Sakshi. How it manifests in you is when you know something, you get that satisfaction. That is brought about by Sakshi. See, do you ever have any confusion that there is no time? No. It is comprehended by Sakshi through Manas, Indriya. About your existence? No. About space? No. These are Atindriya. No, eyes cannot see the space. Space is directly comprehended by Sakshi. Sukha Dukkha. Can anybody say you have never experienced, oh, that pleasure is an illusion? No, pleasure is the greatest reality. Pain is the greatest reality. There is no disproving of pleasure and pain. There is no disproving of the thoughts. And there is no disproving of experience. If tomorrow, can anybody say, Anand or Karthik, you did not attend the Gita class, 11th chapter, on the 13th of December. Can it be disproved? It cannot be disproved. It might be shown that, yeah, you were actually dreaming about this. Fine. But the experience of the class is undisputable. That you experience the class is undisputable. Means this is where the logic of Indian the philosophy starts, Vedanta starts. Sakshi grasps the reality of all of those things.
Problem.
Sunil, we lost you.
Yeah. I think internet issue again.
I think we lost him because even if I attend the Gita class, Tejal says nothing gets into my head. So so like my Sakshi is 0.
Oh,
What is the name he said? Like I quite catch it. Like the I think I am. What is the person?
He said Descartes.
Descartes, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try this.
DESCARTES. Yeah.
see, it's already getting to your brain.
No, no, no.
Oh yeah, coming. Yeah.
DIS?
I think it's DESCARTES.
Yeah.
Rene Descartes. Descartes.
Yeah. Cognito ergo sum. Yeah.
Is he French person?
I think so.
There's the Wikipedia coming up. Yeah, he's French. Yeah.
This guy.
That seems to be French, it seems. Yeah, the phrase originally appeared in French
Yeah.
in Wikipedia.
You cannot read anything on this. So,
Mhm.
French.
Okay, I don't know which part you missed.
Yeah, it's Latin. That
Sakshi grasps reality. That is the last sentence we heard from you.
Okay.
that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so that is important. So
Yeah,
Sakshi is the one that grasps reality as is, right? So there is no cheating Sakshi, right? So experience is always real. Experience is what you hear, what you sense, that you heard, that you sensed, that you saw, that you tasted. There is no question of whether it is right or wrong, whether it happened or not. But what you thought caused it, that might be real or unreal. So that you heard.
he became lost. Sunil, you're back.
Yeah, again, I don't know where it stopped. Anyway,
So you heard. So what you heard is what I think was the last sentence.
so see what you heard or what you've heard or what you've seen, there's no question about the reality of those. There is no question of reality of experience. Experience is always real. What you assign that to may be real or not. For example, so the famous thing is, the rope and the snake, right? Where in the night there is a rope, and the night somebody is walking and he steps on a rope, and then he thinks it's a snake, runs away. In the morning he comes, it's a rope. So what he thought was that it's a snake was unreal, right? But then he came back, he saw that it is a rope. So he saw a snake on a rope. But the experience of that is the real in both instances. In his mind, he assigned what he saw to rope, to snake first. That was unreal. Then when he saw the rope, that is real. So experience is always correct. But whether that experience is a real experience or an unreal experience, that is the question, right? Experience is always grasped by Sakshi. Sakshi always grasps. And amazing thing, because whatever you give the data to your mind, Sakshi is the one that tells you whether that is a real or not. So
is it something we call
Sunil, in the sorry, go ahead. Somebody else was talking. Go ahead.
So is it something we compare to? There is a real. So it's a previous experience we compare to.
No. What is compared to?
See the data we are feeding in, and
Yeah.
then Sakshi is the one we compare it to decide whether it is real or not.
No. Sakshi is the one that decides what is real. I mean, these are all involuntary. You are not doing it.
Okay.
Sakshi is the one that's comprehending.
So is it buddhi or it's a new thing? You know, like it's
It is Atma. Atma.
Okay. So Atma is Sakshi.
Atma is Sakshi. See,
Okay.
Buddhi is still, it's like a computer. Buddhi is, it is kind of looking at the experience with logic and all of those things. And then it is sending to Sakshi, and Sakshi says, this is true.
Okay.
And that is the feeling when we see the snake in the night and run away, and then when we come and see the rope, oh, this is a rope and not the snake. Who is telling that? How did you come to that finality?
Yeah.
Sakshi is the finality.
Okay.
Right? How did you decide it's a snake? Sakshi is the finality, because given the data that it is dark and something looks like that, you imagine it's a snake, and therefore you saw a snake.
Okay.
Right? The Sakshi said it is a snake and you ran away.
Okay. So both of them, the fake one and then the real one, also is given by the
exactly what you feed, the finality of it will show you.
Okay.
Right? What you feed it, it will show you. So next day you come, when there is sunlight, you examine the rope, and then you know the rope. Why you know the rope? Because now you added sunlight, you added examination, and then the Sakshi said, with all this data, it is not a snake, it is a rope.
Yeah. More info, basically. Yeah. Additional info. It doesn't
Additional
look
info.
like.
Additional info.
Yeah.
But at that point, when it was dark, you saw a snake. That is also real.
Yeah.
See, this is very important. Unreal is also real.
Yeah.
Experience-wise. Did you see a snake? You saw a snake. But you saw a snake where? In your mind's eye.
Yeah. Very true.
Where you saw the rope, external world. The Sakshi said, yes, it is a snake, because you put the image of the snake. From the Smarana Chitta. Chitta said, oh, it looks like it's a shape of like this. It is the night, I am scared. And then it looked for all the things that may be like that, like a rope. And then there was a snake. It brought snake, sent it to Sakshi. Sakshi said, yes, you are showing me a snake. It's a snake, run away.
Yeah.
Right? What you feed, it will tell you what the truth about it. There is no conviction, whether of untrue or truth. There is no conviction.
Yeah.
Okay. Sakshi is the one that gives conviction. So one thing is clear, and this is the epitome of philosophy that Indian philosophy brings. That means for any given amount of data, there is a reality to that. Right? And that reality is true all times. Did you see a snake? You saw a snake. That is absolute truth all times, eternal. Got it? Was there a snake there? That is not true. Did you see a snake? That is true. Did you get the difference? Unreal is imagined. Real is out there. Unreal is imagination that says what we imagine is out there. That is untrue.
So,
In the mind.
It's kind of quantum physics, right? Quantum.
No, not quantum physics. No. What it says is untrue is what we imagine superposed on outside world. That is untrue. but it is experienced. Experiential truth. Truth is that we did not imagine, but it was out there. But it was also experienced. The difference between true and untrue is where it is coming from. Is it coming from outside world or is it coming from our own minds? The difference.
This looks like it is the basis for advertising.
Very true. Yeah.
It's yeah, definitely, right? And therefore this is very important to understand. Let's say the same example that Vedanta gives, right? All of the schools of thought use this. The night, a rope was mistaken for a snake in darkness, and the next day they find out the rope. Let's say that person has never seen snake in his own whole life. What will happen if he's walking in the dark and steps on it? Does he see the snake?
You won't.
He sees the snake because he's never seen a snake. That means this is called as aropita satya. That means this is something that only if you have experienced it, then you can superpose it on that which you experience. Experience is never wrong. What we superpose is right or wrong. Think is there can be right or wrong. There is not wrong. That I experience is not wrong. That is all comprehended by Sakshi. So where Descartes had left, Vedanta, thousands of years before him, had already gone to the depths of all of this.
Yeah.
Is because all of philosophy is the quest for that knowledge that can never be contradicted at any time. Right? That is what Descartes was also there. How do I know that the definicy in knowledge, that something is definite, that it's not going to change? If something is true today and not true tomorrow, then there is no possibility of knowledge. So there has to be, even in math, right? The foundation of math is what? Postulates, axioms. What are axioms? It's intuitive truths, right? The shortest distance between 2 points is a line. These are not like, on top of that comes theorems. What are theorems? Theorems are these undisputed truths that can be used to go to the next level of reality. So you take the bricks of this truth and then you construct the house, you construct the city, you construct the country of reality and the knowledge system. That is what knowledge is. Knowledge has to start with definicy. Right? Knowledge has to start with definicy. There has to be an undisputed fundamental. In mathematics, it's called axioms, postulates. Right? And then, and in Vedanta, it's experience. It is sakshi drishta. In mathematics, like when I say mathematics, in mathematics, the distance between 2 points is right? Now, how do you know? I know. It's not. Can you explain to me? It's not explicable. Truth, it's true. It's experiential. It's true. There is no logic there. See, look at all axioms and postulates. 1 + 1 is 2. Give me the proof.
Yeah, there is no why in there.
Why there is no why? It's grasped by Sakshi. It is definite. These are fundamentals of knowledge that is directly grasped by Sakshi, and therefore there is no question in that. There is no why. There is no how this happens. No, it is, and therefore is. That's it. Grasp directly.
So Sunil, quick question. And when you say Sakshi is truth as it is,
Yes.
what is the reference to as it is? Is it like the example that you gave, right? The snow and the snake.
What is the reference to what? What is that?
Like the example that you gave, the
Yes.
rope and the snake, right? And
Yes.
so what is Sakshi? Is it as it is in the night that I thought it as a snake, or next day morning I come back and look at it, it is a rope. So what is
No.
Sakshi as it is?
Sakshi is experience itself. That means I saw a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Problem.
Yeah, so no, I was trying to take this one to all the indriyas that we experience, like with the hearing, with the touching, with taste.
Yes.
So,
Now, can you let's say you eat a salty thing?
yeah.
Is it disputable that it is salty? That you experienced salty taste?
Yes, it is.
It is. What it is? The experience of sweetness, the experience of sight, the experience of thinking, the experience of all of the sense organs. Is it disputable at any time?
Not
Because
disputable.
these are universal truths, right?
These are truths.
These are truth.
That you saw the snake is indisputable. Right? That you saw the snake is indisputable. That you thought the snake was there is disputable. You see the snake, didn't you? You did see the snake. You experienced the snake. But the idea of the snake was in your head, not out there. That is the only difference. The difference between truth and untruth is truth is something that is out there. Untruth is that which you have projected from your mind outside world. That's the only difference.
No, it's the comparison.
But for
between
Sakshi,
the
what is the
reality
thing?
outside and
For
then
Sakshi,
inside.
it is the
Yeah. The comparison is, like it is there. Both of them are the same in the real, and then there is a difference between them. It is there only in the brain, and then it is not there in outside. So that is not real.
correct. See, Sakshi comprehends it as is, and then the only difference is the thinking that it there that you saw, what you experienced is out there. That is the only illusion.
Yeah, so the thinking makes a big difference, right? So if I
Right.
look at it, and what you just mentioned, Sunil, earlier was anything that changes with respect to time. Say, for example, that's might be true or might not be true, but anything that does not change with respect to time is the ultimate truth. Say, for example, if I say there was a rope there, which is the truth, right? I mean, even if I come back later night, even in the night, there was a rope there. Next day morning, there was a rope there. There was no sign. So with respect to time, it did not change. With respect to conditions, the light falling on it or not, it did not change. So
Correct.
anything that doesn't change with respect to time is the truth. Is that a fair statement?
It is a fair statement, but also true that you saw the snake. Assumption that the snake was out there was the only falsity.
Yeah. Assumption is a falsity. So
That assumption is a falsity.
So thinking brings in a more complex dimension to the indriyas, what they perceive, right?
Correct.
So that's the key part there. So if you just don't bring your own thinking in there,
No, it doesn't work like that, right?
it doesn't work like that. And I'm thinking aloud here.
It is involuntary.
It's involuntary. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. And again, it is also true that experience is sacrosanct. This is very important. What you experience is always uncontradicted, incontradictable. Experience is incontradictable.
Yeah,
The assumption behind the experience can be real or unreal.
that is perfect. So now I got it. Yeah.
That is the definition of true. Right? Now, when you talked about changing and unchanging, right? See, the whole debate about Advaita and Dvaita is Advaita has the Paramarthika Satya, which says truth is that which does not change.
Right.
Right? So Brahman is the only one that does not change. It is always the same all the time. And therefore, that is the only truth. Everything else changes. And therefore, it is false. Right?
Yeah.
But if you look at Dvaita or even Visishta Dvaita, Prakriti is a changing truth. Why changing truth? Changing truth is also there because see that yesterday you saw the snake is an eternal truth. A falsity to that. Let's say you stepped on that the rope yesterday. Next day you came in, and then you saw that it is a rope. Right?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Right? But
Yeah.
the fact that you had this illusion yesterday, is it ever contradictable?
No, it is not contradictable to me as an Atma. That you are tying it back to the Atma, right?
No,
For
no, no,
somebody
no,
else-
no. To anybody. You see, your experience is uncontradictable.
Yeah, I cannot say that, right? Like you said, you saw, you assumed it as a snake because that is the statement you made. I cannot come out and then contradict that you assumed, right? Like, that is a valid statement forever.
And then also that you assume that it is a snake is an eternal truth.
Yeah.
Right? So there's so many eternal truths there. Then people say, oh, there is only one eternal truth. That part is wrong, is what I'm saying. So if
Is
you
there a
actually go to
possibility?
Vedanta,
So Sunil, is there a possibility that somebody else comes in and says that it is a rope and he or she does not think that it is a snake? Is there a
That's
possibility?
a different time, like what you said, right?
Yep.
That comes later. That's in a different time. It's not in the same time what you assumed.
So sorry, I'm taking this in a different direction.
no. But
It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
valid, like it's a good conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is you cannot just define reality as that which is unchangeable. There is also changeable reality.
Yeah.
Prakriti is a changeable reality.
Yeah, with Prakriti, I totally understand. There is a changeable reality. Absolutely right. No two thoughts about it.
Right? But the reason for that is that which is false is also true, that it is false. Right? That means that what you experienced the snake yesterday is an uncontradictable truth for eternity. It is as absolute truth as Brahman. There is no contradiction.
Right.
Right? So why all of this discussion comes in Vedanta is for a very important thing, and that is this. For example, let's say I became a mukta, like I have this all of this jnana, and then finally I see the truth. Okay, I see the truth, and all of my delusions are gone. Now the question is, how are you sure that your delusion is gone? It is like this. Like, let's say you wake up one morning, and then you think that, oh my goodness, I was swimming in the floods. It was in a dream. It was so nice that I have woken up. And then you wake up, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I thought I was swimming, and then I thought I woke up from that. But then now, because even that waking up, that swimming was also a dream. This can be an infinite regress.
Yeah.
When I say my delusion is gone, now all my thing is gone, how can you be sure? Do you get this point? This is we are asking the top questions of philosophy here.
Right. I know.
Right?
Right. Totally.
When you get I know Satya. I know the truth. How are you sure you know the truth? Just like you, and then people say, oh, just like you were dreaming that you were swimming in the flood, and then you wake up and then you know that it was a dream. Now I say no. Then later on I wake and find out that I woke up from the dream. Waking up itself was a dream, and within the dream there was a dream of swimming in the flood. It's a series of dreams that I keep waking up. How can I be sure that when I wake up, that this is the final wake up?
Yeah, very true.
Right?
Yeah.
This is all. See, these are the things. If they make movies, they make movies in Hollywood. You know
There
what?
is a movie
That
within a
what is it?
Inception.
dream.
Move-
Yeah, there is a movie. I
What is that?
forgot the name. There is a movie. Like there are multiple people dreaming.
Ah,
dreaming. Yeah.
multiple realities level.
Yeah.
What was it? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Inception. I think.
Inception. Yeah, remember Inception? Inception is this. Which level is for that? They have this test. Is up and whether it falls down or not. Something is there, right? There's some
Right,
test.
right, right.
But here the question is, where is the surety, the definitency? Because if you can be cheated once, you can be cheated again and again and again. Got it? If you think that you woke up from a dream and then you wake up from that dream, then how do you know? You thought by waking up from the dream of the flood, the swimming in the flood, you really woke up. But that waking itself was cheated. It was also false. You woke up from that dream. What is the surety that? So that means Sakshi, if it is cheated once, there is no mukti possible. There is no knowledge possible at all. And therefore, Sakshi is always sacrosanct. That means what you know to be true today is eternally true. Your experience that you were born as Anand or you were born as Ka, it's an experience, is eternally true. Because if it is contradicted any time in the future, then nothing is definite in the future, even including mukti. Nothing is definite. Got it?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really get this. This is one of the foundations of Vedanta. This is a foundation of Vedanta. That means I, as an individual, can grasp reality, eternal reality, and that I am doing every day. There are certain things that we experience that will never be contradicted eternally. And there are others that are true or false. There is always this distinction all the time.
So there are. So Sunil, what you just said, I'm making sure that I heard it right.
Yes.
What you said was, in anything that can be disputed later, what you know today as the truth can be disputed later is not is possible, right?
No. What I'm saying is, what you know, there are two parts. One that is indisputable.
Yep.
At all times, and might be disputed.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at the question of snake and the rope, that you saw the snake is indisputable eternally. That is an experience. And experience is always indisputable. Got it?
Yeah.
That you saw the snake out there, that I stepped on the snake, that is disputable. That you experienced, that you saw the snake is indisputable. The next day, you came and examined the snake, the experience is indisputable. That examining the rope, that is indisputable. That then you're thinking that there is a rope, not disputable.
Okay, got it, Sunil. Thank you.
Got it?
Got
So
it.
every built on the foundation of things that are indisputable. If that was not the fact, then no knowledge is possible, because how can you ever be sure that what you know at any point of time will not change in the future? Got it?
Yeah.
Because it will become an infinite regress. If there is infinite regression, you never know. Am I waking up, or is this itself a dream? How do you know? You will never know. That's why mukti is the finality, because there the disputable layer of our body, which is our physical, goes away, and what remains is the indisputable, which has always been indisputable. We have a mukta inside in that sense, because that reality as is, but it is experiential reality, not the reality out there.
Correct. Got it.
This is very important, right? So what Krishna is doing here, Divyam Dadami, saying, I am going to remove the layer of this physical that can be cheated, that cannot show more than what is physically available. And I'm going to give you the experience to your Jivatma through your eyes of Sakshi. So this is a Sakshi experience for Arjuna, right? This is a Sakshi experience to Arjuna. It's in this, it is out there, and this is experience that he has done directly from his Jiva. Got it?
Yeah. So for Arjuna, it is a Sakshi experience of the
It is a Sakshi experience. He's seeing,
Vishvarupa darshana. For everyone, it might not be. So
for what?
For people who have not seen that. So
yeah, for people who have not seen it, the limitation is the physical eyes, and also the yogyata. Even Sakshi has to have the yogyata to comprehend the fullness of what Arjuna is going to experience now.
Correct.
Right? So that is what it is. So with just this one, I was giving you the background of the philosophy behind Sakshi Pratyaksha. It's called Sakshi Pratyaksha. That means every experience that we have, there is an undisputable aspect to it at all times, even in samsara. So it's not like, whatever we know in samsara is wrong. No. There is a fraction of whatever we know that is always true. And then the things that we build on top of it, that can be true or false. Right? So it's a mix. We have a mix of things. And Western philosophy started with that. What is the ultimate truth that is undisputable? That is where Descartes said, cogito ergo sum. That means that I exist is indisputable. Because again, remember, that is an experience. So he was talking about what Vedanta said. Experience is undisputed. Okay. Any more questions? I mean, did you get this is the beauty of Vedanta. This is the beauty of Vedanta. We should have built sciences on this. If you look at all the development, from Descartes onwards, those questions are all already there, answered in these works when they talk about these things. But it's not. We did not use it to apply to the world. It became a kind of an exercise of just philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, Sunil, one other thing is it's not an easy topic to go ahead and understand, right? I mean, to be honest, it takes a little bit of it is a complex topic to go ahead and it has to transcend between space and time, right? To go ahead and look at it from that angle. So it is a little bit complex.
Yeah, but also it is the foundation of knowledge, because anybody will have this question.
Yes,
that is true. How do I know for sure that what I know is correct?
Yeah.
So that is the foundation of knowledge. Knowledge is only possible if there is a foundation of an indisputable truth. Otherwise, no knowledge is possible. Okay. Right. So now, Sanjaya Uvacha. So now the scene shift to Sanjaya describing what is going on now. Sanjaya Uvacha. Eva Muktva, saying this, Krishna said that I'm going to give you Sakshi eyes, that's divine eyes, that through Sakshi you can see me. Eva Muktva, saying thus, Tataha Rajan, O Dhritarashtra, O Rajan, Mahayogeshwaro Harihi. Now see, it shifts. Now there is a recognition. Of course, they always knew that he's not Krishna, he is Hari. Right? Harihi. And then Arjuna himself says, oh Vishnu, you are the Vishnu. He calls Krishna Vishnu. Arjuna calls him after seeing all of these things. Right? Yogeshwaro Harihi Darshaya Parthaya Paramam Rupam Aishwaram. So he then showed him his Vishvarupa darshana. He to Partha. Now he is describing. See, again, there is some kind of, there's a difference between what Sanjaya sees, what Arjuna sees, and what other people are seeing within the reality. Everybody is seeing according to their capacities. You have to understand this. Sanjaya is not seeing the thing that Arjuna is seeing, even though he is describing. So we don't know, because we know what Sanjaya described to Dhritarashtra. We don't know what Arjuna saw. Of course, we know what Arjuna will say that he saw. That part is there because he says he's seeing. So that's a good thing. But what he experienced is not what we are seeing. What Sanjaya is seeing is what we are seeing or hearing, right? So there's kind of a Kurosawa kind of a thing going on. Who is seeing what? Where is the reality? Those kind of things are. Okay. Now he's starting to describe. Aneka vaktram, aneka vaktra nayanam, aneka adbhuta darshanam, aneka divyabharanam, divyaneka udyatayudham. It means aneka vaktram. Aneka means innumerable. Vaktram, faces. Think of the Rigveda, Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shira Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrabha. That aneka vaktram.
Right.
Thousands and thousands and thousands, innumerable faces. Nayanam, innumerable, seeing eyes everywhere. Aneka nayanam. Aneka adbhuta darshanam. Different kind of unimaginable darshanas, sights that he's seeing. Never even imagined those kinds of things. Adbhuta darshanam. Aneka divyabharanam. He's seeing jewelry, divine jewelry in all of these forms, on all of these forms. Divya aneka udyatayudam. And each of these forms are holding weapons, divine weapons. Some of them are holding weapons and all of those things. He's seeing those forms out there. That is what Sanjaya is seeing. That is what is revealed to him. Sanjaya is seeing that. Right? So simultaneously, Arjuna saw that, Sanjaya is seeing that, and then, but they're all seeing to their capacity. It is like Arjuna saw pond level. Maybe Sanjaya is seeing a big tumbler level of what that sight, right? So different people are seeing to their capacities. Divya Malya.
We also get darshanam on that event, are we saying that?
What is that?
Did Sanjay also got Vishvarupa darshanam?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But it is for sure not what Arjuna saw completely.
Yes. Yeah. That I got it. Yeah. So he, Krishna, not only he had shown Vishvarupa darshanam to Krishna, he had also shown to Sanjaya. That's what this statement means, right?
No, through Vyasa. Vyasa gave him the power to comprehend that to his capacity.
Yeah.
But again, remember, this is happening in the past. Because what Sanjaya started is 10 days after the war. That means when Bhishma died, that is when Dhritarashtra want to know how Bhishma died.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
Right? And that is when all of these things start.
Okay.
And the whole of Bhagavad Gita starts the 10th day of the war. The war is going on now. 10th day, Bhishma is dead. But then on the 10th day, Sanjaya is starting to explain what all happened in the war, starting with Bhagavad Gita.
I did not know that piece. I thought it was
this is not simultaneous this is not live telecast.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my God.
This is highlights.
Okay. Yeah.
Highlights after 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually on the 10th day, Bhishma died. Oh. And Dhritarashtra is like, Bhishma died? Was he killed? And then now he wants to know how it happened. Then he says, yeah.
So that's the news. That's the news. And then he started digging into the details.
Then he started telling what happened in the past. This is what is happening. This is what I see. This is what I see. This is what I see. So when he's talking about Vishvarupa Darshana has happened 10 days ago already.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sunil, it is, they also said that Hanuman also got a glimpse of the Vishvarupa Darshana.
Of course, Hanuman, see, all the Devatas will always have the glimpse of the Vishvarupa Darshana all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So, Aneka Nayanam, Anek Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divyaneka Udyata Ayudham. So, all these weapons and all those things. Divya Malyam Bharadaram, Divya Gandhanulepanam. Right? Yes, he's wearing different garlands and all of those things. In all these forms he's seeing. Some of them have garlands, some of them have this Gandha Anulepana. That means he's all suddenly he's smelling the divine smells are coming to him. Everywhere. Again, it's all Sakshi. It's all Sakshi experience. Okay. Sarvascharyamayam. Everything is Ascharya. It's Adbhuta, Ascharya, surprising, unseen before. Sarvascharyamayam Anantam Vishvatomukham. So he's seeing Vishvatomukham, that means whose face is everywhere. Such form Ananta, that means is unending. That means when he's seeing, it is filled up everywhere. There is no end in sight. That form is seeing. There is no end in sight. There's no beginning, though. No, he says that in later on. I don't know where it is beginning. I know where it is ending. It's filled up everywhere. Such forms he's seeing everywhere. It's filled up. See, one thing is this. Vishvarupa is here now. Do you know how? See, within us, how many forms of God are there? Any takers?
No, everything is within us, because if it is not there, we cannot see it. So it should be there.
No, I know, but how many forms of Paramatma is there within us?
Now, Paramatma will be only one, right?
No, innumerable.
Okay.
He is in 72,000 nadis. In every nadi, he is there. I said right in the right side nadi, he is the Purusha form, 36,000 Purusha form. In the left side nadi, he is the 36,000 Stree forms. And that is also the form that rules every day of your life. Right? If your Ayus is 100 years, that is how much? 30,000 days. Your Paramayus is 1,000 days, which is 36,000 day and 36,000 nights. Therefore, your full life is 72,000 days and nights. The same forms that are in 72,000 nadis within us are in the 72,000 days and nights in the world. So every organ in the eyes is there in the 11. He is there in the jnana, in the 5, all the jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, in the buddha, pancha adhikara, antakaranas. His forms are innumerable.
Okay.
There is infinite number of forms within us itself.
Mm-hmm.
So what has happened? What Arjuna is seeing is this. Why he is seeing so innumerable forms? Have you all watched Matrix?
Yeah.
Remember, in the end scene, he's shot, right? And then he comes back to life. Keanu Reeves comes back to life. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
No, let me hold on. I think you need to see. Do you see YouTube now?
Yeah, we do.
You're seeing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Matrix 1.
Ending. It's already there. People are seeing it.
Keanu Reeves. Ending, right? Ending.
Ending already came actually.
Where is the ending?
It came up in the search actually.
You want me to send it?
Ending vision. Let's say vision.
This holiday at T-Mobile.
This one.
That's the last Matrix trilogy finally explained, correct?
Okay. What is this? All of this, right? We don't need this one. See this. He's killed, right? In this scene, he's killed. He's killed. So this is the physical reality. He's killed. There's a lot of things here in Matrix. Very very interesting stuff. So he's killed. Okay, I think we have to, let's see. Let's finish all this. Here. Okay, so he gets up. Right? Okay. So now there is a scene where they show him see reality as is. Right? There now he sees reality as is. It's like, see, now they'll see the scene where he's seeing. This is Sakshi Darshana like thing. See, now they show him seeing things. See, reality is like, this is reality to him. He's kind of stopping. And now, see, Sakshi Darshana. See that, this is Arjuna's vision. See, this is what he's seeing. Got it?
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's an amazing scene. Hold on. So now he's seeing that as computer programs going, right? When the physical eyes went away, what Arjuna saw was God everywhere. His forms in our body, showing vision in our eyes, beating the heart in our heart, in the nadis. He's seeing that vision. That is the description. So that is what he has seen. Suddenly, the reality behind reality has become alive. Just like Keanu Reeves saw those numbers, right? That program. Exactly. That is what Arjuna might have seen. That is the vision of God everywhere in atoms. Is there in every form, in everything. That vision is what he saw. Right? So Aneka Divyabaranam. See, Sarvascharyamayam Deva Manantam Vishvatomukam. Vishvatomukam means everywhere. He's not seeing the person. He's seeing all the Devata forms within him acting, making the person work, making the person think. He's just seeing everything in the background that is making things do the things they are doing, what they're doing. Right? See how Matrix. Once I had this and I need to show you this because that once you see that scene, you'll understand, oh, now he's seeing what is behind reality, because it to show him that he is seeing behind reality, because that is the program that is working. All of those programs is what they are showing. But here, all of those people, all the world that he's seeing is all Paramatma within it. It's Paramatma in every form, in everything. And that is the form, that is what he's seeing. That is a divine vision that he's seeing. Okay. Any question? Did you see the vision yourself now?
Yeah.
I hope so. It was that, if that was that easy, like it is so cool. It's not
I know.
to go through our struggle to see.
Yeah, amazing it is. It's suddenly,
Yeah.
what you see, there is in the background, there are so many things working that when you get the divine eyes, he doesn't see what is there. He's seeing, just like Keanu Reeves saw the computer program, when he saw like this, Arjuna is seeing that. He's seeing all the Devata, all the forms of Krishna, doing all of those things, giving vision to him, beating the heart, sitting there and fighting on all of those things. He's seeing that back, what is happening in the back. The real thing that's happening in the back, that vision he saw through his Sakshi. Okay. And then he's describing Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugavad Uttita. If again it is not a comparison, but you have to compare it to somebody. If there are thousands, it should be thousands of suns rising, the brightness that comes with 1,000, not one sun rising. If 1,000 suns together rise, it is like that. What he saw, the brightness was like that. but it didn't scorch his eyes because he did not have the physical eyes. So he was able to see the brightness of the thousands of sun, like the thousands of suns rising all at once. Yugapat means all at once, thousands of suns rising. That kind of shine, he saw that. Yadi baha, whatever, if 1,000 suns rise one day, thousands of suns, if there is the shine to that, sadrishi, if there is a comparison to such a thing, sa syat saha tasya mahatmanaha. That was the shine of what he saw. Oh no, sa syat bhasas tasya mahatmanaha. So that bhasa, the shine that Arjuna saw, was like thousands of sun rising all at once. Okay. Tatraikatstam jagat kritsdam prabhivaktam anekadha apashyad devasya sharire pandavastada. What he saw was everything in the universe all in one place in the form. Tatra ekastam, in one place. Jagat kritsdam, the world, that is all of this world. Prabhivaktam. Pravivaktam means that which is, the world is all different things in different places, right? All of them, if you bring all of them together in one place, how will it be? That's what he saw. Ekadha. Prabhivaktam anekadha apashyad devadevasya sharire pandavastada. He saw devadevas in the devadevas form, all of them at once together. Tataha sa vismayavishtaha. Vismayavishta, he's completely vismaya, that is a surprise. Avishtaha, he got the avesha of the surprise, right? Avishtaha. Hrushtaroma, goosebumps. His hair it's a hair raising experience. It's a goosebump, Hrushtaroma, right? Dhananjaya is Hrushtaroma. It's goosebumps all over. He's seeing this and there's goosebumps all over. Dhananjaya pranamya shirasa, fully surrender. Even if there's some ahankara was there, even in the beginning, all gone, fully surrender. Pranamya shirasa, with full, he prayed to him, Devam kritanjalim abhashata. That means holding his palms together like this. He's talking like this. Not talking like this. He's talking like this. He's fully like this. Kritanjali abhashata. Holding his hands together, he's speaking. Now what comes out of Arjuna's mouth is the outpouring of poetry of one who is like what Sanjaya says here. Vismaya avishtaha harsha romaha. Goosebumps and the surprise and the unimaginable things that he's saying. Everything brings out the best of the best poetry. Next, Arjuna Vacha. See, now it shifts from Anushtum to Trishtum.
Yeah, that's 4 lines. That's what I see. 4 lines.
To Trishtum. This is 11 times 4.
11 times.
Until now it is 8 times 4. Now it goes to 11 times 4.
Wow.
11 times 4. Arjuna is saying. Arjuna Vacha. Pashyami devanstava devadehe sarvams tatha bhutam vishesha sanghan brahmanamisham kamalasanastham rishimscha sarvanuragamscha divyan. So he's saying, Pashyami devams tava devadehe. I am seeing, O Deva, in your form, sarvams tatha sarbhuta vishesha sanghan. All bhuta visheshas I am seeing. I'm seeing the Adityas, I'm seeing the Rudras, I'm seeing the Maruts, I'm seeing the Pitrus, all of them I'm seeing. All Devas are in you, I'm seeing in you. Right? And then he says, the hierarchy that we see all the time. He says, Brahmanamisham kamalasanastham. First he says, I see Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, who is who is the Parama Ashraya for him? Paramatma, after Paramatma and Lakshmi, it's Brahma, right? I see Brahma after Parama, after you. And he who is dependent on Brahma, Isham, Kamalasanasta, Brahma on his lap, who is sitting. He's a vision. He's seeing Shiva sitting in Brahma's lap. And all of the Devatas, they are all on the parts of Shiva. So Brahma and of course Brahma and of course Vayu, Mukhya Vayu is not been told, but where there is Brahma, there is Mukhya Vayu. And then in the lap is Shiva sitting. And see, remember in this form, when he desires to see, what Arjuna desires to see will open up. Whatever is his Icha, that will be what he sees. So then he's saying, Bhuta Vishesha Sangha, who are all these different Bhuta groups? These are the Adityas, Vasus, all of the groups that was dealt in the last chapter, right? All of the ones who were in the last chapter, the Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Vishvedevas, Pitrus, all of these different groups, Gandharvas, Apsaras, all of them, these are all Bhuta Vishesha Sangha, they are all dependent on Shiva. Who is Shiva dependent on? Is sitting on the lap of Brahma. Brahma is dependent on Paramatma, Prakriti and Paramatma. So he's seeing that whole thing, who is dependent on who, how and who are their dependents, who are their dependents, who are the hierarchy that we saw, that he is seeing. Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastham. So he's seeing that Brahma's lap Shiva and the Bhuta Vishesha Sanghas, they're all different parts of Rudra. They're there on those parts of Rudras. Then Rishimscha, he's seeing all the Rishis, the Sapta Rishi, the Deva Rishi, all of the Rishi Ganas, not only the Deva Ganas, the Bhuta Ganas, but also the Rishi Ganas. Okay, Rishimscha, Sarva Anuragamscha, Divyan, different snakes, Vasuki, all the snake, Kadru's sons, we talked about the list of snakes, right? 1,000 sons of Kadru, those, all of them, he's seeing all of them, right? Divyan, divine, they are all divine. Then he says, Aneka Bahudara Vaktrane, Aneka Bahudara Vaktranetram Pashyam Hitvam Sarvato Nantarupam Nantam Namadyam Namunastavandim Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupam. That means Aneka Bahu, innumerable shoulders. That means he's seeing human forms also, innumerable shoulders. Aneka Bahu, Udara, different stomachs. He's seeing a lot of different forms with different stomachs. Vaktra, right? So he's seeing the face, different face. Netram, and then Vaktra Netram, that means different eyes, very fearful eyes. Vaktra Netram. Amitvam Sarvataha Ananta Rupam. There is no anta to it. There is no anta. There is no end to this form. I'm seeing everywhere I see that code, right? Those like that. His Arjuna is seeing everywhere. I see your forms. Everywhere I desire to see more. I see even inside that. There is no end to it. Then he says, Na antam, na madhyam, punaha tava adim. There is no end. There is no beginning. There is no middle. I don't know where it is beginning. I don't know where it is ending. I don't know which is middle part. Wherever I turn, you are everywhere. I see those faces, the mouths, the weapons, everything I'm seeing. Everywhere I turn around, I see it all, everywhere. Pashyami Vishveshvara Vishvarupam. I am seeing, oh Vishveshvara, Ishvara of Ishvara, you are the Deva of the Devas. I am seeing your Vishvarupa, he says. Then, Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha Tejo Rashim Sarvato Deeptamantam Pashyami tvam durniriksham samantad Deeptanalarkadyutima prameyam Kiritinam. I see the form where you are having crown, golden crown. Gadinam, holding a gada, mace. Chakrinam, I see you holding chakras, many forms holding chakras, chakrayuda. Tejo Rashim, you look like like a light. Tejo Rashi. Sarvato Deeptamantam. That means, and you are the one who's shining every side I see. You are the one shining every side I see. Deeptaman. Pashyami Tvam. Durniriksham, he says. I see you in this lighted form, which is very hard to see. The light is so much that even my Sakshi, it shouldn't be hard for Sakshi to comprehend because it's not physical eyes. But it is even for Sakshi, it is hard. Durniriksham. Two ways. It is hard to see and it is hard to see for others. That means you need to be a bhakta to see that. It is very hard to see, but means you need sadhana, hard sadhana to see this. That is also Durniriksham. Durniriksham. Samanta, that means everywhere. Deeptam, Deeptanala Arka Dhyutim. Like it is another, like fire and sun's kind of shine. That kind of shine together, I am seeing Deeptam, lighted. Dhyutim, Aprameyam. He says, those are measurable. The shine of fire is measurable. The shine of sun is limited and measurable, limited. But this one is immeasurable. Aprameyam cannot be. There is no limit to it. It's immeasurable, unlimited. Aprameyam. That is the shine that I am seeing of you. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam tvamavyayam shashvata dharma gopta sanatanastvam purusho mato me. Now experientially I have understood also now seeing this, the reality. I've heard that from you. I understood that, but with this experience, he says, I finally get it with this experience. He says, Tvam Aksharam, you are Kshararahita, Nasharahita. There is no four kinds of, when you say Kshara, there's four kinds of destruction, right? What are the four kinds of destruction? Destruction of body, that is destruction of form, destruction of essence, right? And then limitation and destruction of, that is dukkha, destruction of ananda, pleasure. These are called four kinds of nasha. This is akshara, tom aksharam. There's no, you don't have these four kinds of kshara. That means you don't have destruction of your form, your eternal forms, essence. You have no limitation. You are independent and unlimited. And then there is no dukkha. You are anandamaya, always. So it's tom aksharam. This has kind of fully crystallized after this experience. Tvam aksharam, paramam veditavyam. You are the highest of that which need to be known. If there is anything to be known, what is the highest to be known? Paramam veditavyam. The highest to be known is you, he says. You are the highest to be known. Tvam asya vishvasidhanam. You are the foundation on which whole of this creation stands on. Everything is completely dependent on you. You are the independent foundation on which the whole of creation exists. Tvam avyayaha. There is no vyaya. There is no destruction. There is no vyaya means decay to you. You are undecaying kind of thing. There is no vyaya to you. Shashvatam. There is no variation to you. You are the same always. You are one and the same all the time. Right? Shashvatam. Dharmagopta, two kinds. Dharma means the secret knowledge of that is in dharma, who knows that, and then Gup as in the one who protects, the protector, the highest protector of dharma is Krishna. He's Dharmagopta. Right? The highest protector of dharma is Krishna. So Tvam Dharmagopta. Sanatanastvam Purusho mato me. You are that Purushottama. I understand it. It is crystallized in me. Mati, that means it is I. This brain is what he's saying. His brain got it now through experience. Right? Anadimadhyantam viryam anantabahum shashisurya netram pashyami tvam deepta hutashavakram swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. Then he's saying in that form, he says, Anadi, na adi, na madhya, na antam. So what he said initially was the spread out, how it is spread out. What he's saying now, the beginning, there's no end. Anadi, madhya, antam. Right? Viryam. Anadi, madhyantam, ananta virya, infinite, omnipotence, ananta viryam, right? Ananta viryam, ananta bahum. So now he's describing the Purusha Sukta form. In the Purusha Sukta, so he's looking at the form that is the Purusha Sukta in the third part of Purusha Sukta, where he says, from his mouth came Brahma, Brahmana, Bahu, Rajanya, that form, where each form of Paramatma, each organ of that Purusha form gives birth to the Devata that will rule that organ in our body. So Shashi Netram. So that means Shashi Surya Netram means in that form, the right eyes will rule the sun. It created the sun, and the left eyes will rule the moon that created the moon. Right? So there are so many forms of Paramatma. So if you look at the Purusha Sukta form, it says from the eyes came Surya. From Paramatma's eyes came Surya. And therefore in your horoscope, Surya rules your eyes. Because he was born of Paramatma's eyes, he rules your eyes. That is the potency that God has given him. By birth from a certain organ, he becomes the ruler of that organ of creation, in creation. That is the rule. Okay. So now, in one form, both the eyes came from Surya. That is sight. In another form, one eyes Surya came, eyes Chandra came. Right? So that is the left right. The Purusha is in the right side, the Stri is in the left side. Right? The day is in the right side, the night is in the left side. The left side of the okay, where was I last? What was the last thing you heard?
Purusha was from the left side.
Stri is in the left, right? So what happens in the Purusha Sukta, when it says that from Paramatma's eyes, Surya came, that makes Surya the ruler of the eyes, our eyes. So he's the ruler of sight. The sight is ruled by Surya Deva. But also when in another form of Paramatma, the sun came from the right, the moon came from the left, which means the body is not one. There is a dichotomy in the body. It's two halves coming together. One half ruled by Purusha, Surya Deva, one half ruled by Stri, Chandra Deva. So one says sight, in the other form, See, all of this power has been given by creating from these different forms. It's not just one form through which Paramatma creates. Paramatma creates from multiple forms. In one form, sun might have come from the eyes. In another form, sun comes from the right eye, but actually moon comes from the left eyes. Right? So, and whatever happens there, that reality comes down to us. The sun rules the right eye, moon rules the left eye for the tendencies, or the left side and the right side. Sun rules the right side, moon rules the left side. Okay. So, Anantabahum Sheshasurya Netram. And then if you look at the Purusha Sukta form, the moon comes from Paramatma's Manas in the Purusha Sukta. So moon rules the mind. Moon controls the mind. In the Jataka also, moon controls the mind. Right? But here what he's saying, in another form, he came from the left eye. So moon also rules the left side of the human body. Left side of the human body. Or actually not human body, but what he's saying is human body is, or any body is actually dichotomy. It's two halves together. One masculine, one feminine.
So
Okay.
Chandro Manaso Jataka. That's what it's saying. Chandro Manaso Jataka. That's what it's saying.
Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chakshu Suryo Jayata Mukhad Indraschagnischa Pranad. So that one, in that Chakshu, from Chakshu, Surya came. That is one form. In another form, from right Chakshu, Surya came. From left Chakshu, Chandra came.
Oh, super.
So that will tell you that it rules two sides of the body. In this one, where Surya came from both eyes, the Purusha Sukta says Chandra came from his mind. And so not only Chandra rules the left side, Chandra also rules the mind. It's one Devata has many functions. That means they have come in, so in different forms, they're coming out from different parts to get the multiple functions. It's not just one form, it is infinite forms. It's a game. It's just a game going on, right? It's a beauty. It's a, and you should enjoy this, right? Pasham Deepta Hutasha Vaktram. What I'm seeing, like a fire, your open mouth, I'm seeing it is a fire in the mouth, and therefore Agni came from Paramatma's mouth. Therefore Agni rules our whole alimentary canal until the stomach. It's all Agni, right? It's all ruled by Agni, right? Hutashana Swatejasa Sarvamidam Tapantam. His shine, he is boiling or heating up the whole world from his tejas. That is what I'm seeing. Okay, you let me know when to stop.
It's interesting.
We have never done this many verses in any of the previous chapters.
That's what I was thinking. We just went to like 19 or.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
See, Dyava Prithivyoridam Antaram hi, Dyava Prithivyoridam Antaram hi, Vyaptam Tvaekena Dishascha Sarvaha, Drishtvaadbhutam, Rupamugram Tavedam, Lokatrayam Pravyatitam Mahatman. He says, now what I'm seeing just one form of yours, just one form, fully occupying between this region between Java and Prithvi. That means the Antariksha, between the sky and the earth, the whole thing, the space. I'm only seeing one form now, and everything else is everywhere else. But between these two, I see just one. I just see one form of yours. You're showing me the single form of yours. Java Prithvi idam antaram hi vyaptam tvaya ekena dishascha sarvaha. One form. You're everywhere. Drishtva adbhutam rupam ugram, he says. Now he's seeing the intention. I'm seeing your ugra rupa. Your ugra rupa, that means it is a very fearful form of yours, which means what? What portends what is coming down the line in this world at that time. Ugra rupam I am seeing. Tavedam Lokatrayam Pravyatitam Mahatman. Vyatha, that means they're scared. They're looking at the Ugra form, and there is a scare in all the three worlds. So what does it mean? Are they seeing it? What does this mean? What is Arjuna saying here?
They are feeling the possibility of getting destruction.
So they are not seeing the Ugra form of God. There is scare everywhere, right? That is physically manifest. Everybody is scared. But then behind that emotion, there is this Ugra form that is there. What is coming is portending lot of loss of life in the world, lot of destruction that is coming up. And that is being manifested as fear among general population. All of them are in fear, not by watching his form. Nobody's seeing that form, but that form is where the event that is going to destroy everything is conceived in that form. He is coming in that form to destroy everything. And that is the one is physically manifesting now as scare and fear in everybody's heart. There is fear in everybody's heart. And behind that is this Ugra form of yours that is there, that will kill and destroy everything. I'm seeing that. Right? Drishtvaadbhutam rupam ugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitam mahatman. See, amihitva surasanga vishanti kechit bhitaha pranjalayo grananti swastityuktva maharshi siddhasangaha stuvanti tvam stutibih pushkalabhi. So he's seeing in his forms, he's seeing some of them are scared. Some of them are praying and they're praising and entering him and leaving. What are those people? The Mukta Jivas. He's seeing the Mukta Jivas, those who have already got Mukti. What are they? Surasangaha means the group of Devatas who have already, they have become Muktas. Vishanti, they're entering you. They're entering you. That means it's in their hearts, they have Paramatma. So he's seeing them enter them, and then they leave them. That means they are independent. They become, they're outside the bounds of samsara. They're going inside Paramatma, they're coming inside of Paramatma. I mean, it's a vision. It's not like physically inside going in and out. That means they're going in that form and then coming out. They're coming out. And what they are doing? Kechit bhitaha. And there are others who are very scared. There is scare in their heart. I see them also. It's not like it is the fear. In this world, there are happy people, there are scared people. But if you look behind the scared people, there will be an Ugra of God. That is the one that is causing the fear in them. Right? In the happy people, it is a Saumya form of God that is causing happiness in them. So what he's seeing is behind them, what is going on. He says, I'm seeing, in one part, I'm seeing all the Siddha Sanghas who become Muktas, and they're praising you and praying you, and they're going in and out. They become Muktas. For them, everything is a play. On the other side, I'm scared people and asuras who are scared. Ketit Bita, Pranjalayo Granti. They're like, they're scared and praying, right? Swasti Tyuktva Maharshi Siddha Sangaha. And then I've seen some of the rishis saying Swasti to Paramatma. And they are praying to Paramatma. So these are not, remember, these are everywhere in the world. They're praying, and Arjuna is seeing them in the Vishvarupa. Oh, I see this guy praying to you. I see that guy praying to you. I see the people in the past inside you. I see people who are scared in front of you. This is a vision. He's seeing a vision. He's seeing people who are, this is people everywhere not only in creation, in the three worlds, in the Swargaloka, Bhuloka, all lokas. They're all people, right? and all of these guys have emotions. In the Adholokas, and all the Asuras have the scare. He's seeing them scared. All of them are scared, and behind them is the Ugra form. And then he's seeing this Devatas happy and praising. They're in the higher worlds. He's also seeing them in this form. The whole world is in front of him. Right? So that they might not be physically there in front of him, but he's seeing the bigger vision of everything connected to him directly, connected to Vishvarupa. Stuvanti tvam stutibihi pushkalabihi. Pushkala stuti means guna. They're doing gunagana, right? That means like a Vishnu Sahasranama, right? Like they're saying, they're praising like that. You are this, oh Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashakara, they're praising and praying, and they're going, so he's seeing all of those people, good people, bad people, ugly people, everybody, good, bad, ugly, all kinds. Everybody, they're all, whatever they're doing anywhere in the world, he's seeing all of them in front. And what is causing all of those things? Okay, we are at 21. I think let's stop here. And we'll pick it up in January. But this is Vishvarupa Darshana.
Yeah,
Then next you'll see Krishna tell him what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Questions?
That will be the real truth, right? Because Krishna is saying.
I mean, of course, it's real truth. Everything is real truth. This is the background truth.
Yeah.
So
What is going
Arjuna
on?
is like more emotional, right? So emotional and uncontrollable. He's
Uncontrolled.
uncontrollable, and
It's
he's
like
shaking.
Adbhutam.
He's shaking.
Krishna Roma. Yeah, Krishna Roma. He's like goosebumps everywhere, and he's seeing that reality, right? See that the music in Matrix, when he sees, he sees like this, there's a music, right? There's a climax music there. That is exactly what is happening here. When Arjuna sees like this, that's the climax of Gita happens there. When the vision is in front of him, that's the climax music.
The pure thing coming, pure innocence of him coming out. Like,
yeah, it's just, it's like just he fell at his feet. That's it. This is complete surrender.
Yeah.
That nothing else, you only, nothing else. Nothing is in his mind, Arjuna's mind. He says, you only, I'm fully surrendered. Right? So, and then seeing the whole world, how he's connecting on. I see good people, I see bad people, I see everybody. Right? Somebody's, think of this, right? Monday morning, you're going to work, your tension, in the traffic and all that. It's like when Arjuna is he's seeing you tensed up and going there. He's seeing that vision, and Paramatma there in his form behind you, standing behind you, right? And you are going, in tension. So you are not there. You might not be there in space and time, but you are there, because you are part of the Jagat. Because he is behind everything that's happening. He's seeing everything. He's seeing the vision. There's a happy person. He's praying. He's seeing God, showering the blessings to him. He's seeing this guy is scared, and behind the scared guy is the Ugra form of Paramatma that is scaring him. He's not seeing the Ugra form, but the scare is because of the Ugra form. So he turns around. He's saying, he's seeing everything. So that is
beautiful.
I mean, amazing poetry.
Surprisingly, no movie made that much depth.
Indians are, I'm telling you, it's, the ideas that is there, what an idea. The good thing is that at least Hollywood has made those kinds of movies. It's good. I can connect, Inception, that different levels of reality, and the Matrix, that climax scene of Matrix is fantastic, where he sees that, everything has codes. Is nothing but this Vishvarupa Darshana kind of thing. He's not seeing people, he's seeing Paramatma everywhere. It is you. If I am teaching, if you are doing a Vishvarupa Darshana of this teaching, it is Paramatma is sitting in vocal cords, telling, and in the mind, reminding me, or memory, So Arjuna would not see me speaking. He'll see Paramatma doing all of those things in this pravachana.
Oh, that's
That vision he's seeing. He's not seeing that person. He's seeing the vision of everything that's happening behind. It's like seeing the source code. Right?
Exactly, that's right.
Source code, exactly, right? It's like, you say printf, it prints. And then you go behind printf and it says you call this, you write this bit in. That is what he's seeing.
Microprocessor level.
Microprocessor level, that he's seeing.
That is.
That is what is going on. The full vision of the background reality that is happening behind just a slice of physical reality that we see. That is what Arjuna is seeing.
Yeah. I never thought the Vishvarupa darshan is this one, thanks Sunil, I never connected this one, Vishvarupa is the blissful experience of Arjuna, that, that's what is narrated in Vishvarupa darshan. I never understood it that way. Yeah.
I mean, and then, when Krishna speaks, he'll speak about event conception and that events have already happened. I mean, in the sense that they have been conceived. This is what is bound to happen.
Yeah.
And then he'll see the vision of those things, of what is going to happen in the future. And then it'll finally manifest. So then he will understand that when they manifest, I am just the tool through which it. So when he'll see Bhishma dying, the mouth of one of the Ugra forms is crushing the head of Bhishma. He sees Bhishma go into the mouth, fly into the mouth and being crushed by that Ugra form of Paramatma. He says, I see Bhishma, I see Drona, I see Karna, all of you, you are eating all of them. Right? You're eating all of them. They're all dying. So that is event conception. So that means what he did when we say Arjuna killed Bhishma, just imagine at what level it is. That means that when event comes, you get the agency. It's like, okay, hey, you have the job. He's dying anyway. You are the job. You are the nimitta. That's what called as instrument. Let you be the instrument through which this guy will die.
I've done the job. Go sign the document.
Exactly. Not even sign. You show your hand. I'm going to hold your hand and sign it for you.
Sign for you.
I will not sign it myself. I'll just hold your hand and then we will say you signed. But he's holding a hand like this and doing this. Right? Yeah. So that level is what he's talking about.
Wow. Sure.
This is called Adbhuta. Right? Adbhuta. This is the Adbhuta. In the rasa itself, the emotion, it should be like Adbhuta rasa. Yeah. So, yeah. Any questions?
Start to read one more time and recollect everything and just
one
more time. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you need to watch the final scene on Matrix.
Yeah.
Think this and watch that scene. Yeah. And see, finally he's seeing the reality, it's coming and it stops in front of him. The bullet stops. So he's seeing everything, suddenly reality is just opened up. It's no longer, he's going back to the source code. He's going back to, this is what exactly Arjuna's experience, exactly. That is Vishvarupa darsana. Going back to the source code, behind what is going on. Event conception, all of those things, how they are flowing down. We're seeing that vision.
Super. Simply super.
Yeah.
So nice.
Okay. Any other question before we stop?
Good finishing topic of the year. It's like
I didn't want to delay until January because last time we had talked about that. I thought, okay, let's do this, and then we'll pick up in January. And what we'll do is, I'll have to do this 10 big ideas of Vedanta. I will do in January, and because I'm still in the process of putting all of those things together. But I wanted to complete this, not complete, but at least start this before we do that next. So January we have to we'll be doing. We'll have to do Gita Jayanti. I don't know, Anand, if
yes, Sunil, we need to give Vivek date, time, and he wanted us to tell him a little bit about the group. I will do that.
Okay.
I will send him a message.
Okay, I will give you the date and time, and after Gita Jayanti we'll do one of the weekends for those who have done the donation. We'll do the 10 big ideas of Vedanta. That will be another great class. Okay, so let's finish this with
one question, Sunil.
Yeah.
Sorry. What time the sun eclipse starts today?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what, in the morning or in the evenings?
I have to see what time it is. It is not here. It is in South America.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is not good. So all of these things we are seeing, 21st, you'll see, right, in the western side of the sky, in the western horizon, you'll see that one bright and one not so bright, the planet Guru and Jupiter and Saturn
Together.
closing. Yeah, so it'll be fully closed. By 21st, it will be on each other, which means it's the start of a new part. Kali Yuga is different padas, right? Different padas. We are still in Sandhi. We are still Kali Yuga proper has not started yet. We're still in Sandhya Kala. This is like 6 a.m. We are in the 6 a.m. Of Kali Yuga. So now the morning, we are taking bath and all of those things. That kind of thing for Kali Yuga has to happen. So that is, and these are the events that will say what is going to be next in the next eon. You can say next eon, what influence for the next thousands of years will start from now on.
Oh, wow.
A rare event. This is Graha Yuddha, where they're actually on top of each other, is a rare event. I think it happened last 800 years ago, and so something is coming. So world is not going to be the same. That is for sure. World is not going to be the same. There's going to be and like what is Ray Dalio. I think I had sent that picture, right? That there's a cycle. So he talks about 70-year finance cycle where it is going to end now, and a new, like after World War II, there was a new world order, right? Because US became the dominant player in the new world order. So that is coming to an end.
Wow.
And then there's going to be a new reconfiguration, a new player, whatever. I mean, something new. Some new things will happen. Hopefully, let's see. We see in 5 years. Let's see. Anyway, Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
Okay, then we will restart this in January. Okay.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.